Hey, my name's George. Welcome to your 10-minute posterior chain workout. You'll need a cushion or pillow, some kind of block, and a couple of weights. I'd recommend something a little bit heavier. I just showed 2s here because that's what I had available. And when you're ready, we'll start in child's pose. And then slowly transitioning forwards to your belly and continuing in a sphinx pose. So today's class is dominant in the back of the body. So posterior chain is a fancy way of saying just engaging the back of the body. So that's why we're using some weights, and we'll be doing some hamstring work. We'll start with just some awareness to the back of the body. So cushion your head so the neck can stay neutral. Extend arms and legs. Really focus on the length. Then when you're ready, right arm, left leg lift and lower, and then switch. So going side to side. Now watch, you don't just kind of throw your limbs up in the air. I want you to find a control. So like it wouldn't be an efficient swim. Like you wouldn't get anywhere, you'd probably sink. So, but that's the closest thing it looks like. And just go side to side. And then also notice if you're swaying from one hip to the other, try to keep rooting into the pelvis. And notice if your neck starts to engage because it's really stubborn and wants to. And then staying on your belly, stack your palms forehead down, bringing your legs out wide, and then connect your heels. And you'll lift and lower your thighs. So I find with the knees a bit wider, it just gives you a bit more space to find that range of motion. It is challenging. Try to keep the shoulders chill. They'll want to move. And then hamstring curls, extend the legs to that V shape, then connect your heels. Yeah, it's a tough one, so we're only doing 4. And then you'll extend your legs, hold option for stillness or add a little pulse. Now notice with the pulse, I'm not just kind of throwing my legs up into the pulse. It's kind of a controlled lift, lower, lift, lower. And usually I just go to a point of fatigue. I just taught a class when I did this, so my fatigue is pretty short. And then come to all fours, move through a few cat-cows, just a couple. And I'll be transitioning into bird dog. No idea why it's called that. Neutral spine, so your right leg, left arm will reach out and you'll lift and lower. So we'll just do one side at a time. I just find it helps you really think about engaging through the TA, the transverse abs, so the torso stays still, and lifting and lowering the limbs, and finding that control. And then when you're ready, pause at the top and add that little pulse. And notice the pulse again. The rest of the body isn't moving. You have that controlled lift, lower, and then lower hand and knee down and switching sides. Left leg, right arm, and with control, lift and lower. And notice they don't really lift higher than shoulder hip height, right? If you lift higher, the body will want to kind of jerk up. So with control, lifting and lowering your limbs. And then lift, hold, and pulse at the top, and really think about the length. Same idea as when we did on the belly, and that's kind of why I sequenced it that way. And then lower hand down, knee down, and now press back to downward dog. Movement or stillness up to you. If you prefer child's pose, cool. Make your way into a standing forward fold, really wherever. It can be at the front of your mat. And this is where we're transitioning to weight. So again, I have 2s. You can do even 5s or 8s. So from a chair, you'll roll the elbows up and down, really focusing on keeping the spine neutral. And when I lift up from my elbows, I'm not really lifting and lowering the shoulders at all. It's just more of the back of the arm, upper back, stability. And then because bar background, we're going to pulse those elbows up, little tiny lifts. And notice my body is not moving as a result of my arms moving. It's doing this sort of isometric hold, this hold in stillness. And then reach the arms open like you're flying, open and close. So reverse flies. So this is where when I teach, I see a lot of the neck moving or chin jutting forward. So keeping the neck long as you open and close, feel the shoulder blades start to draw towards each other. Lift, hold, and add that little pulse. Now I kept it pretty simple for the legs, but if you ever want to make it more complicated with a lunge, step back, you can always play with that. And that's it for weights. It's just a lightweight day. And then sitting onto your bum, grab hold of the block, block is optional. I just like it to help hug into the midline and notice where your feet are in space. Sit up nice and tall, and we're going to do a slow roll down. Belly hugs in, but we're going to pause at the point where it feels exciting. Cross your arms at your chest so they don't kind of flail around. Squeeze the glutes, hover your heels, and hold. Yeah, this is where my students don't like me anymore. Heels down, roll all the way down. And then we'll come up and we'll pause that halfway exciting point, cross the arms and hover the heels again. Nice, lower the heels and reach all the way up. So we're going to do 5 total. So here we're on the second one. Keep hugging into the core. Hover the heels and hold. Yeah, so I found 5 is a lot, but worth it. Come all the way down. But saying that, if you ever need to take a breather, do it. Cool, you're at home. Lift, hold at the halfway point, and then gently place the heels down with control. Lift all the way up. And I lost count. Cross the arms to your chest, feel the core, hug in, squeeze the glutes, hover the heels. So the legs are really essentially being lifted by your core, your abs, right? Roll all the way down, arms reach overhead. You can do whatever you want with the hands. I really have a tendency to kind of splay my fingers weird. Yeah, and then lower heels, lift up. Coming down, I believe we're on 4. Cross the arms, squeeze the glutes, hover the heels. Gently lower the heels, rolling down. This is where it gets really exciting. Facial expressions are welcome. You can do whatever helps you get through this. So I won't sugarcoat it. Nice. Okay, yeah, that was 4 because this is the last one. I'm pretty sure. Squeeze the glutes, hover the heels. Find your breath. Gently place the heels down. Extend the arms overhead. Lifting up halfway, squeeze in the core. Cross the arms, hover the heels. Lower the heels, lift all the way up. And I counted right. Shake it out. Cool. Okay, so we use a block for one more thing. So this is kind of like almost like a one-legged bridge. So one foot's going to be on the block, other foot's going to be beside it. And you're going to put more weight on the blocked foot. You can also do it with a Pilates ball, but yeah, they're not easy to come by, and cats attack them. Lift and lower your hips. So full range of motion, again, more weight in the foot on the block. The ball is harder if you want to make it harder. Then you're going to keep lifted, and you're going to just tabletop your left knee and tap the left foot down. So the foot that's off the block is the one that's moving. So you're really engaging through the right side of the body. So the body that is part of the body that's still, that's what's engaging. Then last variation, leg extends, pulse your hips up. Nice. So try to do it an even amount each side, but again, find what makes it exciting for you. Yeah? Okay, and then bum down, switching sides. You have to strategize with your feet. And then full range of motion to start. So bum lifts, bum down. And always think about more weight in the blocked foot, because you do want to make it challenging for yourself, right? This is only 10 minutes. Then lift up, hold, tabletop the right leg, tap, and lift. If you ever want to make it more challenging, you can always extend your legs straight, but be mindful of the low back. You don't want to feel it. It's glutes, it's hamstrings. Extend the leg, hold, pulse, or stillness. They're always interchangeable. So you do what you need, right? Find your edge. Oh, by the way, this is the last thing of class before we stretch and chill. Foot down, bum down, block away. Happy baby. You can extend one leg at a time. You can stay here as long as you'd like. And then we'll come into a twist. Drop the legs to one side. I'm offering 2 knee twists, but if you want something else, cool. And swapping to the other side. Letting yourself soften. If there's any final little stretches you want, cool, listen to that. I did want to keep it 10 minutes, so kept it short for this stretch. And then you can extend your limbs and chill out in your Shavasana. Now I stopped early, but you can always stay where you are and find what works for you. Thanks for following along, and until next month, I'll take requests. Thanks.